Welcome to Granny Peach's Kitchen with Chris and Blair. Today we're cooking Greek chicken pasta
salad. Guys, we're going to make a tasty pasta salad. I know it says Greek. We're going to have Greek things in it. And we're going to mix it up and have a little Granny Peach's spin to it. Hey guys, we got 2 chicken breasts washed and sliced. We have cilantro, garlic cloves, red onion, white onion, hothouse tomatoes, celery, not celery, I'm sorry, cucumber, black pepper, Lawry seasoning salt, just a very small amount, but to season the pasta. We have garlic powder, we have Italian, and this is where my blend goes in. This has the oregano, the rosemary, the thyme, sage, basil, everything in it. Everything that I would put in there, it has it. So I'm just going to use my Italian seasoning. We got the Italian dressing. I have a zesty Italian that I'm going to marinate the chicken in. That's in the back. We have the curly noodles, pasta. We have the green onion, the green pepper, the orange pepper, and the red pepper for color, the sweet peppers. We have feta cheese. We have the black olives that we're going to slice. We have chickpeas. We also have 2 different kind of beets. Those will go on last for whoever wants beets. I prefer for this one the pickled shoestring beets. I like those. I put them on the side to garnish. So with all of this being said, let's get started. Okay guys, so we're going to take our 2 chicken breasts. I've shaken up the zesty Italian dressing. I'm going to use about maybe a half a bottle to marinate the chicken in. I'm going to sit it over to the side and let it marinate while I get the rest of the stuff together and chop up my vegetables and stuff. So that'll give this about a half an hour or so to marinate. Sometimes I do it overnight, but when I cook it in the marinade. So it's going to get the seasoning in there regardless. Okay guys, so we're back over here. It's been about an hour, unfortunately. Because it is Italian dressing, there's oil already in it. So we won't have to have any oil added to it. We're going to let it marinate in its own seasoning. Cook it down in its own seasoning. Give me 1 second. Give me a spatula so I can go ahead and move this stuff around easy. We're going to cook this all the way until it's cooked. You don't have to put anything else in this. On the noodles, I'm going to put a little bit of seasoning on them. I always season my noodles and my potatoes. You'll see that when I cook. If you've been around since the beginning, then you already know that. But we're going to go ahead and let this cook on down and simmer down a little bit. And then we'll come back. We're going to cover it up. And once it's done, we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so I had cooked the noodles as directed. So what I'm going to do is break them on up because they've been sitting over there for a minute waiting on me. They're still hot. I should have cooled them off a little bit. But anyway, waiting on the noodles to get done. They only had like 7-8 minutes. I think they called for. But now I'm going to season my noodles as I always do. Put a little pepper on there. When I get finished, it'll be probably a half of a teaspoon to a teaspoon, but seasoning salt and pepper, you season that to your liking. Seasoning salt, I'm not doing as much as I normally would. Maybe a teaspoon. Excuse me, I don't know if I said tablespoon with this black pepper, but definitely not. Okay guys, so I put some black pepper, about a half of a teaspoon. I put some Lowry seasoning salt, a half of a teaspoon. Not much because the Italian dressing has some. I would say about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder. I probably shouldn't put as much because I'm using actual garlic. The Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of that. Oh, let me turn it on the other side so I don't put too much. Teaspoon of this. And I'm going to go in with the wishbone dressing. Take my gloves off for this one. Shake it up very well before you pour it. Pour it all over and make sure it gets doused really good. That was about a third of a bottle. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna put the rest on once. I just needed that for the noodles so I can move them around easy. Then you start throwing in your fresh vegetables. I got a red onion, 1 orange sweet pepper, 1 red sweet pepper. I have about a half of a cup of cilantro cut up, 2 cups of cucumbers. You can use the long seedless one supposedly, but it's really not. Or you can use the regular. It's up to you. I like the one that's supposed to be seedless. I had chickpeas there, 1 can, rinsed and drained, please. Stir this up so you can start putting something else in there. Stir it up real good. I just sliced the bell peppers from the top to the bottom. I thinly sliced the red peppers, excuse me, the red onion, which is really purple. I don't know why they call it red, but it's purple. But I cut those onions very thin. Let me put the garlic in, but I minced the garlic, and I did 3 cloves. Put it all over. You should get all of it in there. 1 can of black olives. I'm going to put those in last so they won't get all beat up. Those and the tomatoes. 1 green bell pepper. And I'm going to continue to toss it so everything goes everywhere. I'm going to pour the rest of the dressing in. You will use approximately 3/4 of this, or how much ever you want, however wet you like it. But the noodles usually take the most of it. So I'm going to come right back. I'm going to mix this in and come right back. Okay, guys, you cook the chicken until all of the juices are out of it. First you put the lid on and you let it cook for a few minutes until it starts getting, knocking the pink off. And then you take the lid off so that it can cook with all of the seasoning in it. You want all of the broth and all of the seasoning cooked into the chicken. You don't want to pour that off. And so your chicken will look just like this. And now it's done. Okay, guys, so now we're putting the feta cheese in. Really quick, you can put as much as you like. I like a lot, so I'm going to put a lot in here. And mix that in. You make that one of your last folds so it doesn't break it up too bad. And then the chicken you can put on as you make your salad, so it'll be on top because it's so hot anyway. You don't want it down in there, but if you had it where you cooled it off or had time to cool it off, then you can have it all the way through. But for right now, we're going to just lay it on top, and that's going to be that. And I'll be right back to show you what that looks like. Okay, Chris, you want to try your stuff?
Yes. Good.
It's good?
I like the chicken too. I like all of it. My favorite part is the thing.
Here's the what?
The beans.
Chickpeas.
And top black olive. It's yummy.
Okay, so what do you want to tell your subscribers and non-subscribers?
If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. And if you subscribe, thank you.